Good morning, good afternoon and good evening, and welcome to the fourth episode of Thrive Talk. Thrive International is all about online e-commerce and advertising crypto company, and we offer businesses and individuals the opportunity to advertise and sell their products and services to a global Bitcoin community. I'm Willie Breed, your host of Thrive Talk, and just to give you a bit of my background once again, that I've been in the industry for more than 20 years, and through my experience I know what to look for in businesses so that you don't have to go through the same experience and you can actually join a company that's going to be a benefit to you from day one. And today we're talking about Bitcoin wallets in specifically, and welcome to my co-host Gerard van der Merwe. Welcome again.
Thank you very much. As always, it's big words, big concepts we are using, and very excited to be here and to break those down into simple terms which people like me can also understand, and the likes of yourself. Yes. I think that's what it's all about with Thrive Talk. We're not here to create programmers. There's going to be a lot of high-tech guys that's going to have a lot of comment to give on the discussions we have. Please leave your comments down at the bottom. We would love to see them. We're talking about Bitcoin wallets, and in the previous discussion we touched on Bitcoin wallets, but more specifically we were discussing just the blockchain technology. Yes. And how that technology has made a whole new way of commerce possible. Yes. And the way we do commerce using the blockchain technology is through Bitcoin, which is the mainstream cryptocurrency at the moment, and you do that through wallets.
Yes. So where do we start? How do you get a wallet? How do you choose a wallet? What's the process? What do we do?
There's a couple of considerations, and even there we can go into various different discussions when it comes to security and usability, and we're not even going to go down that route of discussing the criteria that you will need for that. Just a high-level introduction. One of our first episodes, we were discussing the concept of cryptocurrency, where we said it is like transferring value from one person to another person. We're using Bitcoin, and the concept is like we would send airtime. Yes. So if I send you airtime from my cell phone to your cell phone, I've transferred value, and as such you would consider the transaction to be done and paid for, and we carry on. So now people want to get involved. They're very excited. They see this mega shift in the way we do commerce going forward. They want to be part of that whole new economy that's about to break open new opportunities. It's bringing in new markets. It's going to be a mega shift taking place over the next couple of years. But how do you get involved? I think that is the main question for people, and I think we need to break it down into and the education that the lectures I used to do up to recently, I broke it down into three main categories. I'm going to be discussing, say, four different categories of wallets here, and the very first one is blockchain itself. So if you want to know more about the blockchain, you will have to go and look at the previous episode. Yeah. But if you go into the blockchain itself, let me illustrate that the technology, because blockchain is a technology upon which we build a cryptocurrency. It is almost like the GSM network is a technology upon which the whole cell phone industry runs. Yes. So if you want to want to participate in the cell phone industry and you want to communicate through cell phones, you need a cell phone. You need to open up an account with a service provider, and then you can phone somebody else that's also on the network.
Part of the GSM network.
Part of the GSM network. So now we can start to communicate with one another from this device to your device.
So even though I'm Cell C and you're MTM, we can communicate with each other because we've got a common communicator in the GSM network.
Yes, yeah. So the GSM network is the backbone technology. That's the common denominator, and on top of that, you will have Different service providers. So they take that technology and then they repackage that to make it accessible for you as a consumer. So now you will go to a MTN or a Vodacom or a Cell C or whoever. Those are different intermediaries, third parties, packaging this technology for you and package it into bundles that you now can buy. So you will go to one of them, open up an account and buy a certain amount of the service in the form of airtime, SMSs, data, whatever you want to use. You buy that in fractions. And this service provider have packaged it for you. But when I phone you from my MTN number to your Cell C number, it goes through the service provider onto the backbone. The GSM network transfers it and brings it out back again. Blockchain functions as a similar technology, as the back end of cryptocurrencies. And if you look at specific at Bitcoin, as the cryptocurrency that we are discussing, then blockchain is the backbone of the Bitcoin currency. Now you will have intermediaries that will take the blockchain and package it in such a way that it becomes accessible for you as a user. So we are introducing third parties there, but it's just to package it in such a way it becomes user friendly, and each of them obviously will have their own additions to it, their own variants of how they package it, and what you will find with them as a third party. So let's break it down into two different levels. So if you want to open up a blockchain wallet or a Bitcoin wallet, you can go directly to blockchain. So in other words, you can go to blockchain.info. You can open up a wallet for yourself there, and you've got a fully functional wallet. But that is like going to a retail store and you go and buy a nice leather wallet. Okay? So that's what you've got. You've got a wallet now. If you open it up, it's empty.
Yes.
Alright, but at least you've got a wallet.
Yeah.
So in that wallet you can now store your money. But you must find it somewhere. You can put it in there. You can take it where you want to go and buy. And you can take it out and pay that person. But that's all that it is. So that is the blockchain. If you open up a Bitcoin wallet on the blockchain, it is in its most basic forms a wallet. Very user friendly, and I would recommend that people start there. Go and get your feet dirty with that one. From there, you can go to third party providers. And all that they do is they package it in a more user friendly way.
So it's just so the third parties is more or less like you would go and choose a bank.
Let's go back to the GSM scenario. It's like you will go and choose a service provider for your airtime.
For airtime.
Yeah. So you get an account with them.
So there's a certain reason why you would choose MTN, or there's a certain reason why you would use Cell C, or whatever the case might be.
Yeah, their fees might be slightly different. They might be more accessible in your environment. They might have features which you like, which you need, which the other guys don't bother about. So it's horses for courses. They cater for different audiences. But through whichever one you are working, together we will meet one another in the back end, which is the blockchain. So if I transact from my wallet to yours, that transaction will be recorded on the blockchain.
Yeah.
Irrespective of which third party you are using to transact your Bitcoin with. Okay. And I think that is a fundamental thing that people must understand, that they are not different or separate, isolated entities. They are just intermediaries plugging into this common technology in the back end. So all the transactions that are taking place through those intermediaries is recorded on the same ledger in the back end, which is the blockchain. But in this instance, you can go directly to the blockchain, open up your wallet there. And basically those intermediaries fulfill the function which you won't find on the blockchain as an exchange. So that's why they will typically be localized. Like in South Africa, we will have certain operators that's playing in this market. So you can go to them and you can exchange your local South African rand with them. They will have a bank account, you pay it into their bank account, you open up an account with them, and they will transfer the value of that money that you've paid into their commercial bank account into your account, which is then going to reflect in that wallet as a rand value. And then you can go and trade on that platform, but you trade only with the other guys that also joined that specific platform. It's like going to the local stock exchange.
Yes.
So there we trade with one another, buying and selling Bitcoin at the prevailing price at the time within that community.
Yes.
So my rands will be removed from my account and be transferred into your account if I buy Bitcoin from you in this platform. And your Bitcoin will be transferred here, but that transaction will be recorded on the blockchain.
Yes.
I can see it in my account when I log into this intermediary profile. They've got a website. I log in there and I can see my wallet. I can see my saldos and my historical events. And say for instance I go to because we've got like Altcoin Trader in South Africa. So I open up an account with Altcoin Trader. I fund my account by paying into the FNB account, for argument's sake. Then that amount, say 10,000 Rand, will reflect in my Altcoin Trader account as a 10,000 Rand value.
Your trading account, in other words.
Yes, yes. Then I buy Bitcoin on that platform from a fellow account holder who's got Bitcoin already.
Yes.
Now it's sitting in my Altcoin Trader account as a Bitcoin value. That is recorded on the blockchain. And you come in, say you go to another third party, so you use say Luno. You open up a Luno account, you fund them into, I don't know which bank they're using, Standard Bank for argument's sake. So you will pay in 5,000 Rand into their Standard Bank account, and that will reflect in your Luno account. But now, if I want to send you Bitcoin, I can send it from my Altcoin Trader account to your Luno account. That transaction will be recorded in the blockchain. And if I want to know whether you received my money, if the two of us is now having an argument, and that is the beauty of the blockchain being a decentralized ledger, is I know that I have paid the money from my Altcoin Trader account into your Luno account. I've got the account number, which is a Bitcoin wallet number. I take that Bitcoin wallet number, I go and search it in the blockchain, and it will reflect the transaction.
Yeah.
We don't need the intermediaries to see it because it's on the blockchain.
I can go and check it myself.
You can go and verify it yourself. And so you must go into your local environment and go and see who are the intermediaries that's trading in your local environment. Like we've got Unocoin in India, for instance. One that's universal is localbitcoin.com. They are slightly different. They don't get involved in the transfer of money, so you don't fund your account with them. It's more like your local grocery store. We've got the notice board up there, and everybody go and post their trades there. Bicycle for sale, I've got a cottage to rent, my dog is missing. All those notices gets posted up in the local notice board. So localbitcoin.com is a similar opportunity for you to go and post your trade for Bitcoin on the local Bitcoin. So there you can see people offering Bitcoin to sell, you can see people offering to purchase, and based on the IP address from where you're logging in, you will then be able to find people trading in Bitcoin in your local environment. But they're not involved in the actual transfer of money itself. And then obviously we've got another category which are people with bank accounts. So it's actual physical bank accounts where you can open up a bank account with an overseas bank in America, in Malta, Switzerland, wherever they are. But what is special about that specific bank institution is you can fund your account with Bitcoin. So once you fund it with Bitcoin, they will issue you a card which is either Visa or MasterCard. And that card you can use in all the Visa or MasterCard pay points all over. So it's literally a
draw at the ATM.
You can draw at the ATM,
Swipe.
you can pay at the local grocery.
Yes.
You can fly over to Hong Kong and you can just carry on using your card. So you put in the ATM, you from your Bitcoin, you draw at the local ATM, the local currency.
Easier to use.
Yeah. And at the restaurant, you just swipe it.
Now, I think an important thing to mention is wherever you open up a wallet is to make sure that you've got a second factor authenticator on. That's extremely important because that's the same as having an OTP number from your bank, where the bank actually sends you a code to verify a transaction. That's the same sort of the thing that the second factor authenticator will do for you. So whenever you open up a wallet, doesn't matter with which institution, you have to make sure that you've got a second factor authenticator.
Yeah, I think not doing it because people are worried about the security. How secure is the blockchain? The blockchain is very secure. What is not secure is when you go and open up a wallet there and you let it lay around on your PC,
Yes.
on the internet. It's like putting your wallet on the shop counter and go and do your shopping and come back and wonder why your money is gone.
So you have to safeguard it.
Yes.
So just put your wallet in your pocket.
Yeah. But the securities, I think, is another episode altogether.
Yeah, absolutely, but it's important just to mention that. So how do we bring that all together in Thrive International? It's important to understand that you get a unique, specific, internal Bitcoin wallet with Thrive International. So when you register in Thrive International, you get a blockchain wallet that you can actually go and verify on the blockchain. And that's extremely important. And where we're moving in the future is that we won't be even using the card. We won't be going and swiping because we want to take Visa and Master out of it because it's additional charges. So you've got a phone, I've
Yes.
got a phone, I open up my app, you've got a QR code, I simply scan it and I transfer the Bitcoins to you. That's where we're going with this. So to wrap it all up, make sure that you go and find the Bitcoin wallet that you feel comfortable with, and just make sure that you've got that security going. So that's all for this episode. We will see you in the next episode. Remember, if you want to email us, our email addresses will be here at the bottom, and we'll see you at the next episode.
And leave those comments, and then we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you very much.
Thank you.